Hey, what's up, folks? I know you haven't heard from me in quite some time in a video format, but I thought I'd get on here because this shit has been wild that's been going on concerning Drey Watson. Now, let me get this out the way. He got everybody, whether he took them for money or he took them for a false, friendship, false what have you, because of the fact that this man pretended to be positive, pretended to be there for you, but then would decide to hit you up for money. So he definitely did hit me up for money. I've probably posted about this on Twitter, and I think it was shared in the space earlier by my boy Bills, and I immediately ignored that request just for the simple fact that it looked suspicious and it was random as hell. And it definitely, in the messaging, did not sound like Drey. That's one thing I've learned about understanding people's patterns and how they move. If it doesn't make sense, I don't make a move on it. So, and what I discovered, because the only reason I even start tuning into all this is because Bill's asked me about what was going on with Drey Watson, because I didn't have a clue what was going on. And then all of a sudden, this shit. There's been 2 days of spaces. I listened to the first one. I caught it live for the last few hours, and then listened to it in its entirety. And Drey just was lying, misleading. Yes, he did sound timid, and it was everything that someone who they got caught. It was more like they got your ass, Drey. They got your ass. But the thing is now, the problem with a lot of what you said in that first space, it was that you weren't willing to really take accountability for what you did. You were still denying that you were scamming people. And remember, it's not like you made a mistake. You made a choice. And with choices come consequences. So, fast forward to what happened today. I don't know when people view this video. It'll probably be Friday. More than likely, it'll be Friday. So, today's Thursday. You tweet out this long apology letter that just by posting the transactions and stuff after the apology letter undoes the apology, because there was no intent to apologize for anything. You got caught. That's the only reason you apologize. There's no doubt in my mind that that's why you deactivated your account and then reactivated it just to post the apology, which reminded me of a lot of default copy and paste apologies that you see corporations do. Um, I don't know how many people remember IMV Gaming. They basically did the same shit that Drey did. Basically, they hit people up for money, promised them, well, in IMV's case, they promised people a AAA title football game, and folks never got one. To this day, um, I believe they have not paid back any of the monies that they were given from content creators, from just people who were desperate for a college football game because EA wasn't attempting to put one out. Now EA is about to have one next year. So IMV Gaming still has not given any money, and I really don't think Drey is going to pay back that money. He has he his apology is empty without the accountability aspect. He needs to just own up and say, yes, I made a choice to do this because I was desperate and I didn't know what to do. So I did this. If he would have said that initially, once he got caught, because it's one thing to say, "Oh, my bad, I got caught," it'll never happen again. If it's just one instance, but this one instance went from 5, went from 9 to 20 to 30, possibly, and the list keeps growing. It's like a list of Bill Cosby victims. It's just lining up to say, "Yeah, he did it. He got me. He got me. He did it." So right now, that's where we're at, and I'm glad I didn't send them anything. I feel for the people that did, because they did it from the kindness of their heart, trying to hoping that they were helping somebody out of a situation, and you conned the fuck out of them. So again, you didn't make a mistake, Drey. You made a choice. 3 years. That's a fucking choice. That's not a mistake. And that apology is empty without accountability. So you need to just fess up and say, yes, I did this, I did this, I did that. I was desperate. I didn't know what to do. Boom. Start from there. Then start paying these people money back. Because the apology is not what people wanted to hear. They wanted to hear you admit that you scammed people out of this money. That's all they wanted to hear. All you did in your hesitation was make people more pissed off at you, to the point where I think, no, I'm not even going to go there. Because people have already mentioned it. Not necessarily that far, but you don't know who you'll run into these days. And it's like, you don't play with people's money or their emotions in today's society. It's just, that's how it is. So, Drey, you need to take accountability for what you did, because you made a choice to do this. This was no mistake. This wasn't no, oops, my bad. It wasn't anything like that. You made a choice. You kept it up until you got caught. And now there's going to be consequences. You need to fess up. You need to start paying these people back. And let actions, instead of words, lead your way back into the community, if they allow you back in the community. I know that I was following you on Twitter, no longer. Was Facebook friends with you, which that's where you sent the message to me in the first place. That's not happening. I don't regret having you on the podcast, because at the time, who knew? I didn't know. But it does. I did go back to that podcast, that episode, and back in February of this year. I did go back, and I said some things that I had aimed for the person, that Pelican Man, and I had some things aimed for him, not knowing that. Because remember, for February 8th, you were still making these decisions to scam people. Just no one knew about it. Like, no one really knew. But those words I said afterwards, after I pointed out Pelican Man, turns out I was actually talking about you. Jeez, I didn't think the person right next to me on the screen was the scammer. The person I was aiming at was just trolling. He wasn't trying to. I'm like, Pelican Man's not scamming people out of money. He's not good at it. You, on the other hand, you might as well be in Hollywood. That's all I gotta say. Because you fooled everybody. You played your role to, I would say, to perfection, but you got caught. That's all that matters. Anyway, I said I was going to make this short, and this turned into a 10-minute rant, but I felt like if I tried to say what I would want to say in a space, it wasn't going to come out as focused or clear, because I know somebody will always cut in and stuff like that. And there's nothing against spaces, because those spaces were entertaining. But at the same time, I know it gets crazy, and my speed is more one voice, so that way you can hear what I'm saying. So other than that, my hope is that everyone gets their money back. I don't expect anything from this dude. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully everybody starts to move forward a bit and just I don't know. All right, then. You guys take care. Peace.